Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being with us today. As you all are very much aware, historic flooding has hit our great state. Communities across Nebraska are experiencing a situation without precedent in our time. Fortunately, Lincoln has largely escaped the devastation experienced by communities like Fremont and Columbus, where even getting out of town on the roads is problematic. As of today, however, Lincoln is experiencing some impact. Lincoln depends on a series of well fields and production facilities near the Platte River for its water supply. Overnight, a levee breach upstream near Thomas Lakes led to further flooding and power outages that have further adversely impacted our well fields. The good news is, because of a strong emergency plan and redundancy in the system, we are still producing water for the community. We are still able to come close to maintaining our daily water needs for this time of year. However, floodwaters are unpredictable, as we all know, and we need to take every precaution to be sure that our water supply will continue to meet the demands. And that's why I'm ordering today the initiation of the minimum level of water restrictions under our water plans. Those voluntary restrictions will include the following. Water use should be limited to indoor usage. Don't water your lawn, don't wash your car, don't wash mud off your sidewalks. These activities can wait for another day. Residents and businesses need to pull together and to voluntarily reduce their water use by 25%. Think about delaying your laundry. Washing of vehicles such as garbage trucks, vehicles transporting food and perishables, emergency and liquid waste vehicles should only occur between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. Eating and drinking establishments should serve water to customers upon request only. It is most important to note that our drinking water supply is safe. It has not been contaminated by the flooding, and I want to be sure that people understand the water coming to them will continue to be safe. If the situation changes, we will notify you immediately. My office will closely monitor the situation, review whether our water use diminishes, and determine on a daily basis whether we will need to continue with these voluntary restrictions. If more or less needs to be done to conserve water, we will ask the community to take the appropriate additional steps as needed. If we once more pull together as a community and follow the voluntary restrictions, we should be able to meet the challenge, and I'm confident we will. When we faced tough economic times, you may recall the great national recession. We rallied, we made tough choices as a community, and we managed the crisis to our long-term advantage. When hit with devastating droughts earlier in this administration, our residents stepped up, conserved water, and we again met the challenge. Now we have a new challenge to face, and we will face it with the same perseverance with which we have always met challenges. We are all together in this, and together we will get the job done. So with that, I would like to invite up Mickey Esposito, our Director of Lincoln's Transportation and Utilities, to update us with more details on the situation.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mickey?
Appreciate it. I'm just going to reiterate what Mayor stated earlier about our drinking water. It is important for all of our citizens to know that our drinking water is safe, our treatment facilities are secure and still operating. We continue monitoring the entire water supply system. Lincoln's local reservoirs and the Ashland Reserve is currently full, but remember that we are drawing on them every day. And we continue producing about 25 million gallons per day. We are operating under the emergency declaration by the mayor, which he signed Friday, to ensure our water supply system in Ashland is protected from the historic flooding we're experiencing in the Platte River. As you recall, we took swift action to fortify the banks around our horizontal wells on an island in the Platte River. With the support of the Nebraska National Guard, we began a sandbag operation to protect our assets in the river. That operation to stabilize the bank of the island has been discontinued. This morning, because the Platte River depth fell another foot overnight from 24 to 23 feet, we've been able to conduct some further inspection and repair of our critical infrastructure in some areas. The flow in the Platte continues to trend downward, which is promising. However, conditions with a critical levee on the Platte had changed overnight and late this morning. That breach in the levee is motivating us to take some precautionary conservation measures at this time. Late last night, residential areas surrounding Lake Allure, Thomas Lakes, and Sandy Point were evacuated due to an impending breach of a levee between those communities on the Platte River. When that breach occurred overnight, it began filling these residential lakes. This morning, our staff observed water topping over the road that separated these communities from our northern vertical well field. The water pouring into the well field disrupted power at about 10:15 a.m., causing both our north and south well fields to shut down. Around noon, the fast-moving water also damaged one vertical well at the northernmost point of the well field. Electricity was restored to the south well field, which is still producing water for us. The damaged well in the north well field has been isolated from the system. However, out of an abundance of caution, we are asking residents to assist us by conserving water on a voluntary basis. Our next step is to focus on restoring power to the horizontal well on the east shore of the Platte River. We cannot thank Donna Garden and Steve Owen enough for their incredible leadership during this emergency, our Lincoln Water System staff for their dedication to protecting these assets, water supply, and water quality, as well as our partners like LFR to assist us. They just continue working diligently through this event and taking swift action where needed. We've gotten questions about what citizens can do. We are really fortunate that we've been able to maintain safe drinking water and supply in Lincoln, but out of an abundance of caution, we're asking residents to conserve water on a voluntary basis. We also have a website for more information as conditions change. That's at water.lincoln.ne.gov. And you can find more information about voluntary water conservation on that website. Please continue to support each other, our Nebraska neighbors, and communities that have been impacted by the flooding. And we're happy to take any questions that you have.
Where would those questions come from? I think that's the end of the news that we have for you today. Thank you very much.